Roland and I both lead walking groups, and when we walk, we always focus on something that we call form. Just like in the gym, you do exercise and you're careful about your form when you lift something. It's the same with walking. There are certain principles that will make your walking much, much better. So let's start from the ground up. The first thing is to watch for where your feet go. The closer you can have your feet to pointing straight when you walk, the better it is. If your foot is pointing out when you walk, then there's extra force that goes through the large toe and the medial knee, and you can't really push forward like you would if your feet were pointing straight. So to the best of your ability, get your feet a little bit straighter than when they have been habitually. The second thing to do with your feet is when you step, to make sure that your heel hits the ground, and then as you push off, that you push off with the ball of the foot and all of the toes back behind you. That's really important, because if you don't push off through the ball of the foot, you don't really get this nice forward motion. You collapse more towards the inside of the body. Now, the next thing to watch for is, as you're walking, that your pelvis is sort of backed up more over the heels than forward. You don't want to lead forward with your pelvis. You want to make sure that as you're walking, you're able to stay balanced on top of the foot and on top of that leg that is your balanced leg when you push off to go forward. I hope that that makes sense. You don't want your pelvis to travel in front of you when you walk. You want your pelvis to be nice and back behind you like you do when you're standing. The next thing to watch for as you come up the chain is to watch for the rib cage. Many of us maintain a really arched back and really high chest posture. It's better to actually relax your chest and to let the rib cage be over the pelvis, not to be excessively arched, not to be excessively lifted here. Just letting your chest effortlessly be over your pelvis as you walk. The other element that you want to pay attention to is letting the arms swing by your side. Many people walk with the arms swinging in front of them. It's actually better to let the arms swing on your side and go behind you, so that you can counteract the action of the leg with the action of the arm and keep your spine more stable. Now, talking about keeping the spine stable, a lot of people make really large strides. They'll make really big steps, and they actually don't have the strength to control that. So making more modest steps is actually better, especially if you get a lot of low back discomfort when you walk. And last but not least, you want to keep your head over your shoulders when you walk. You don't want to lead with your head forward, and you see a lot of people do that. You want to have a naturally long and straight back of the neck as you're walking. And don't forget to breathe. Holding your breath doesn't help any movement, especially walking. So make sure that you pay attention to your breathing and you don't hold your breath when you walk. If you're walking and talking, you might find yourself a little bit more winded. So take pauses on your walks where you talk with friends, and then make sure that you focus again on walking form. Feet straight, strides not too big, pushing off through the balls of the feet, staying backed up over the feet instead of letting the pelvis travel forward, keeping the rib cage nice and down instead of arched, head over the shoulders, back of the neck nice and long, and swing your arms. And above all, have fun with all of this and explore one element at a time. See you in our next segment.